My friends, welcome to Talk Casual. I'm broadcasting live here in the Fly Casual headquarters here in the Outer Rim. Unfortunately, Ian hasn't decided to come around tonight, so it'll be just me doing the Talk Casual for tonight. So what are we doing tonight? We're going to do the Maleficent preview, talk about some new news about FFG and Amass Atomic Games, and we're going to do a bit of the Mando, go through last week's Mando episode, the AEST. So if you haven't seen it, but it's what are you doing? Go and watch it. It's been a week, it's been out. I'm not going to be talking about this Friday's episode, but I'll be talking about the AEST last week's episode. So apologies, it'll be just me. So it'll be me rambling on. Usually Ian said he was coming, but I think he's gone to bed or something like that. He's either busy or got something else to do, but that's okay. The show must go on. So let's get on with the main stuff today. So what did we get? All right, let me just fix it because Ian's not here. I've got to fix everything up because he's not around. All right, let's go there. All right. Yes, thank you, Clint. Thank you very much. All right, so on Monday, was it on Tuesday? Tuesday here would have been Monday for everyone else. We got the next article in the Clone Wars set. So the hype train is on its way. As they all say. So it was the Receptorist starter set now that's come out. And the thing is, it is the Separatist starter set, but they only show the main ship. The Republic one was the Acclamator, and for the Separatist is a Maleficent class ship. So let's go through the Maleficent ship here. So we've got Maleficent class comms frigate. So this is the cheap one, coming in at 70 points. So we've got 6 hull, 1 AA of red. We've got a command value of 2, squadron 3, engineering 4, a brace, redirect, only a speed of 2 with 1 click on the first one, and then on speed 2, 1 click, and then 2 clicks on 2. I'm not quite sure about this one. I'm going to be playing Republic, so I'm really not quite sure what's going to be about this one, but it loves its red dice. Of course, let's go for the 70 points. It's got officer. It's got the engineering slot as well. It's got the offensive retrofit, the iron slot, and of course the heavy turbo laser slot, which will be this. What I've been hearing, you're just going to staple LTTs onto this bad boy. That's really what you're going to do. So LTTs all the way with this one. Now apparently the arcs are really good for double arcing on this thing, so this will be awesome for those kind of new players who are trying to get into the game and trying to get that double arcing happening. It's going to be this is the ship for you to learn how to double arc and how to do it properly. But it's much easier for this one to do it on. So my initial thought, it's going to probably struggle with Omegas, I think. Being a speed 2, you don't want to. I know the victories are not getting a good representation. I think that's what the acclamators should have been. What the victories should have been, really. So, but yeah, this against Omegas is going to be a tricky one, except for one title card that will go through that. Apart from that, yeah, Red Dice Boy. It's like an Architons on roids, I'd say. A medium-sized Architons. But of course, it's got the that red anti-aircraft AA shot. So LTT is going to be lovely against this one. So you just, anything at long range, you flow your one red, and then you add whatever you want with LTTs. So it's going to be interesting ship to come on. Didn't go with the shields. You've got 4 shields at the front, 3 at the sides, and 2 at the rear. I believe that's almost the same as the Victory, I believe, or less. No, it's an ISD. It's an ISD. Same shielding as an ISD. So that's going to be very nasty to take care of, especially shield wise. And the salvo is going to be a bit of a bite with 2 reds. So yeah, so Onaga no evades, so he can't hit him early. That, yes, it's got no evades, but there is a title that will help against Onagas. But those double red rear shot slash salvo shots, very nice. I like. Well, reds can be fickle, but with LTT slapped onto this bad boy, you'll get some nice rerolls. And I know Clint's red dice. Yeah, you can basically see 2 doubles coming up on this bad boy. So yeah, it's an interesting 70 points. Very cheap still, very cheap compared to say your Victory. Acclimators, of course, are a bit cheaper, but very interesting ship to for your starter point. So let's move up to the next one up. So we've got the Munificent class Star Frigate. So for 3 points extra, you get a black AA dice. You drop the squadron value. So it's instead of command squadron value 3, it's squadron value of 2. So this is more your attack one. So your first one will be your squadron one, which will go through the squadron cards that does come into this pack. Anything that has already been spoiled from the previous articles, we're not going to be covering tonight, guys. Check our previous Clone Wars Armada videos. They'll have all those other ones that what Ian and I have gone through. But again, this one's basically the same. It's basically the same armament, so there's not much change there. It's just the adding of a black AA dice, and that's really it, isn't it? And then, of course, you've got your different slots there. So instead of the offensive retrofit, you've got your defensive retrofit, so your ECM slot. So for 3 points, yeah, this one's going to be your bad boy that's going to do most of the attacking if you're not bringing fighters. Yeah, not a bad comparison to just 3 points off, so you can, first be versatile. And for 3 points extra to give you an extra AA dice when they do come up nice and close, the black one, very nice. I like it. But I'm more ship focused kind of person compared to Ian, who's going to be more squadron based. So he'll definitely take the comms frigate compared to the star frigate there. But now the keywords there are all the same, aren't they? Oh no, one's droid, bombard, and comms, and one's droid, bombard, transport. So I wonder what new cards that are going to deal with that would be interesting as well. But again, same brace, redirect, and salvo. So very interesting ship. A nice little starter for the Separatists there. Unfortunately, we didn't get the hard cells as well, but we've seen hard cells on the previous videos, so I think they'll just save them for those reveals until the stuff comes out. So we'll go on to the next one. We go to one of the main commanders there next to Kraken is Count Dooku. I love the artwork. It's pretty awesome there, sitting on his little chair. There's like a Sith chair. Look at me. He's just thinking. All right, so Count Dooku. So 30 points, a bit of expensive one. You must choose at least 2 types of commands for this card. Command tokens for this card. At the start of each ship phase, you must discard 1 command token from this card. If you do, each enemy gains 1 raid token matching that command token. Oh, 30 points for a raid. For raid tokens. I don't know. I really don't know about this one. Raid tokens aren't the greatest right now. If you're against maybe a squadron fleet, this would be awesome. Or someone who wants to nav hard, this will be good. But for 30 points, that's a lot of points just for that. Pretty pricey. It'd be awesome if you add surprise attack to it with it as well too. So you're just double rating them for those 3 turns. But just depends on what you really want to do with Dooku. If you want to start raiding, and then I don't know what other cards will be in the pack as well. So it's going to be interesting what kind of raiding it's going to be doing. But yeah, I don't see. Look, again, I can't really call the meta. Someone will see how good this is and play it, and it'll be awesome. But until we see the full other cards that come into the Separatist pack, and of course any other upgrades as well, Count Dooku is a bit of a miss. I think Kraken's going to be the one that's mostly used, but Count Dooku will be. Someone will find a way to use Count Dooku. I think. But yeah, so you start off. You choose 3 tokens. Two have to be there have to be 2 types, so you can't just do all squadrons. So yeah, for 3 turns you basically raid everyone. But of course, raid can be easily countered by Comsnet Kazantis or transports. So if they so yeah, if you do a nav or you do engineering, they can always Comsnet that token to a ship and get rid of it if they need to do that command. So time will tell. Time will tell. It looks. I love the artwork on it. Always FFG, always doing great artwork on these things. But time will tell. Time will tell. All right, let's go to the next card. So we've got Hyperwave Signal Boost. So during the squadron phase, when is your fleet's turn to activate squadrons, you may exhaust this card to choose a number of unactivated friendly squadrons at close to long range up to squadron value. This turn, activate each of your squadrons. While attacking all those squadrons with AI, treat them as activated by a squadron command. So this is interesting. It's 3 points. It's the offensive retrofit. It's exhaust card, and to ready this card will cost you a repair or a squadron token. Now this one, I think I'm not 100% certain on this one, but people are going to probably. I feel like this is going to be you give rogue. It's basically rogue. That's what I believe this card is. It gives those squadrons that you haven't activated and they have AI, which most of the droid squadrons do have. It gives them rogue. It gives them that ability. It basically, when you start your squadron phase, when it's your turn to activate your squadrons, you give them that. It's saying, I exhaust this card, and you basically give them that ability as you're treating it as a command, so a squadron command during the squadron phase. So it's really good. I like it for 3 points to activate and to give those squadrons that you haven't activated the ability, kind of a rogue ability, but of course they have to be AI. Very nice for 3 points. I see this very stapled on the first one, the comms Munificent, with all your Vulture droids on there. So very nasty. Also, you can be done with your hyenas as well, so your bombers as well. So you don't have to be attacking squadrons with this one. You can also attack ships as well. So very nice. This is a staple on for your squadron based. So your squadron based fleets there with the comms frigate. Alright, so we're looking at one of the titles that was sport to us as well. We saw the other one before, the Tide of Progress 12, I think it was. This one is now Star Wars names. It was Sanador. While defending, if you are at speed 2 or higher, you may spend a defense token to resolve that as an evade defense effect instead of the token's effect. You cannot resolve the evade defense effect more than once per attack. So this will be your stapled on card when you want to. You see, it's definitely for Onickers, to stop Onickers. I feel like this one for 5 points. I think people, if you are not taking a squadron based fleet, or this one, or maybe not, maybe both. I forgot what Tide of Progress. I think Tide of Progress. I can't remember off the top of my head. That's a problem if you don't have them here. But this one will be, that will stop that whole speed 2, I can't go anywhere crap. I've got the Oniga shooting at me. This is perfect for that. to stop the onagers. But again, to staple 5 points just to help you against an onager, it should be like 2 or 3 points, I'd say. But yeah, this one I like because they'll, again, back to the onager situation. You'll be, being ignition by an onager, and you can't salvo back. So perfect. I'll just use the salvo token as an evade. So this is perfect for that salvo token when you don't want to salvo, or any token really, or you brace or redirect, and then you say don't want to salvo, you evade against an onager. So I believe this card was just made for, here's your onager insurance, bang, enjoy. So yeah, 5 points. I think it should have gone a little bit lower, but let's see. Clint, but the onager is not that dangerous, just as nauseous. Yeah, some people would say that, Clint. Some people are annoyed. One onager is obnoxious, but people fly 2 onagers, 3 onagers, so forth. So triple onagers is a thing, Clint, apparently. So you've got to be careful. So this one's just really nice for those people who don't like onagers. Alright, so we'll move on to the squadrons that were given to us. So we've already seen the Vulture class droid fighter squadron there. So it basically 4 speed, 3 hull, blue, black, and an red for ship to ship. So AI Squadron 1 basically gives you that extra dice. So it's basically a TIE fighter. It's kind of an awesome TIE fighter because it gives you almost 2 blacks, unless if you want that blue for an accuracy. And the red anti-ship, okay, it's not the greatest, but you're not really going to use it against anti-ship. This is probably a better TIE fighter for 8 points to hurt squadrons. So, but yeah, good against squadrons, not so great about ships. But of course, always, I've seen red dice being rolled doubles, and that's what the last thing you want. So triple interdict. I don't think the interdictors are that troublesome, Clint, so don't worry about that. But yeah, 8 points. So we've seen that one before. I think we've covered that on the last one, but I wanted to put it on so we can compare to the ACE that's given here. So the hardened child prototypes. So this one is 16 points, so double the price. So we've got, before an enemy ship or squadron at distance 1 moves, you may perform an attack against that ship or squadron. Oh, that's nasty. So imagine parking this in front of a ship or side a ship, it starts to move. Well, I get to roll my red dice. So, or something with say Intel. Now Intel's going to give you grit, or anyone with grit that decide to move away. This guy says, no, wait a second, I go to attack first. Is it worth 16 points? It does add the scatter and the brace tokens as well. Probably not. I don't know. It's still, that's basically, you're looking at what's 16 points worth TIE fighter-ish. It's not. It's 1 point less than Sienna Ray, and 1 point extra from Mauler. Was it worth 16? No. Comparing this to what Marek Steel, is not worth 16 points. But it's a little fun. It's a fun little jank squadron, definitely, and it'll find some kind of play. I think it would have been better on a hyena or something like that. Just put it next to a ship and let it run off, and you just you shoot at it every time it tries to run off. So, yeah, not the biggest of fans, but it'll do nicely. All right, so what happened this week? I didn't expect was, instead of 1 article, we got 2 Armada articles. So that was really interesting. I never didn't see this coming. I thought squadrons would the squadron packs would be coming next week, but looks like they will be doing. They've done the Republic, so next week I presume is the Separatists. We'll see if we get 2 articles next week or not. It just depends on what FFG thinks or says. But we got the Republic fighter packs, so we'll go through all them. So we've seen the Delta 7 So we've got the actual card itself instead of a screenshot these days. So Delta 7, for 17 points, you get 4 speed, 4 hull, 3 blues and a black, and an anti-ship of blue. You get an adept of 1, so you get to reroll 1 dice, counter of 2, and dodge 1, so you get to reroll 1 of their attack dice. Very expensive. Of course, the adept and dodge is representing those force abilities that a Jedi would have, because Delta 7 is a Jedi starfighter. There wouldn't be any clones on it, so that's hence why you've got the dodge and the adept there. But for 17 points for a generic, that is very pricey. I don't know if this will see a lot of play, especially, as I said, you're 1 point less. Sorry, I think I said Marek before. Marek's not 16, he's 21. But for generic defender, I was thinking, there you go, generic defender. But for one more point more than a generic defender, yeah, okay, cool. But back to this one here. Yeah, 18 for a fire spray, absolutely right, Clint. This one here for generic defender, yeah, okay, it's all right. It's an ace, so it's not too bad actually. But back to Delta 7, very expensive generic there again. But he's got the rerolls, so is there survivability? Maybe. You get to reroll 1 dice. Depends on the dice, I'd say. But no, it's very, yeah, 22 for a decimate. I know, Clint. I know you got issues with the rogues, and of course this isn't rogue as well too. This is just a standard squadron itself too. So yeah, bit expensive. So that's the Delta 7. That's your generic. So we'll go to the aces now that were spoiled. So we've got Illuminara and Lunati. So for 23 points, you've got your cheapest Jedi ace. So when an enemy squadron at distance 1 is attacking a non-unique friendly squadron, the attacker is treated as obstructed. So you're basically in Sienna Ray's ability onto everyone, any chump around you. That I think this is really good actually. Like you just take her in a couple of torrents. This will be awesome with torrents as there. So adept 1, so you get to reroll 1 attack dice and then counter of 2. So this one I like. I like Illuminati. So this will be awesome with, say, a swarm of torrents with escort. So they can't attack Illuminati, but they attack the escort. They'll treat them as obstructed. So I like it. This will go well with a whole bunch of torrent starfighters. So for 23 points, a little bit expensive, but for what she does with generic chumps around you, when you've got some, because torrents are, I believe, 8 points as well. We'll go with torrents as well. You just chuck a ton of torrents in there, and Illuminara helps them out. All right, next one is Ahsoka Tano. So we're expecting her coming up in The Mandalorian, but we'll talk about a little bit later. Ahsoka Tano. So same things, same points for Illuminara. So after you move, you may choose another friendly squadron at distance 1. That squadron performs an attack against an enemy squadron at distance 1 with an anti-squadron armament of 2 blue dice, even if it's already activated. So a little bit of a Marek Jendon ability there, but this one's basically, it's kind of said, well, you're not getting the dice that you have, you're just getting 2 blue dice. So it's kind of watered down Marek Jendon. I think that's probably what a lot of people would say Marek Jendon should be. It's like, well, slow down. It shouldn't be that much. Again, it's only for squadrons, it's not against ships. So it's all right. Again, you want to put this with a ton. You can put aces as well, so it's not generic defendant. But for 23 points, it's again a lot of points for an ace. So of course, it's got adept 1, counts 2, and grit on her as well. So 23 points. You almost got the points of Moraki kind of area. You're looking at Bosk, I think it was. I can't remember off the top of my head, but a bit expensive. But they're the cheapest aces that we've got right now. So we'll go a little bit higher, 1 more point higher when we've got Plo Koon. Plo Koon is when non-unique friendly squadrons with counter at distance 1, gain 1 counter without counter. So yeah, it's every evening, Luke. It's just me tonight, unfortunately. Ian can't join us tonight, so I thought I'd press on and do the article. So look, Plo Koon, we got so again, this one would be awesome with just generics. I believe again, more torrents would be awesome with this. So you got your Dengar ability, but this one says they have to have not counter. So it's yeah, Dengar was better though. I'd say Dengar is better, way better. So yeah, yeah. Well, there you go, Ian. Ian's just messaged me. He's forgot. Let's see. Let's see if he wants to join us. Wants to join us. See if he wants to join us tonight. But yeah. So yeah, really good. Really, it's 24 points. A lot of points. Dengar's pretty much better for what he does, but of course, he's got the add up 2, and he's got counter 2 himself compared to Dengar. Dengar was the one who always got attacked because he didn't have the counter ability himself. So anytime he came up against a counter, like a Dengar ball, you always go against Dengar. Either that or it was Mauler, but you always go for Dengar to stop that Dengar, the counters that Dengar was given. So I don't know. Again, 24 points, a lot of points for it. All right, let's see. All right, Ian's going to be joining us, so just bear with me. I'm just going to put us on a quick break, and I will get the big man himself. So stand by. Just a short break, and I'll have Ian on board. So stand by. Look who we have here. He decided to join us this evening. Welcome, Ian.
Yeah, it'd be nice if someone actually didn't rely on Facebook to get in contact with me
I
and
sent
actually
you-
rang me on the telephone.
I sent you a text
No,
message.
you've got to ring.
I,
Text messages get
I didn't
ignored.
want to
Text
wake.
messages aren't urgent.
I didn't want to wake the kids up, so I didn't know if you what point where you were of the
Well,
kids.
they've only really just gone down, so
All right, look, we're
been half the battle.
look. I've been holding the fort, so I've done an admirable job. So I think people would say that I've done a pretty good job. So we've got four.
Whatever he said about those cards being good or bad, he was completely wrong. So, yeah, that's all that matters. Yeah.
All right, so we've got Plo Koon at the moment. I'll go back for
Plo Koon?
Yeah, so for 24 points, he's on the Delta 7. He's got non-unique friendly squadrons without counter. At distance 1, gain 1 counter. So he's adept 2, so he can re-roll 2 dice and counter 2. So for 24 points. So he's a very, as I said, I was just telling everyone before, he's a very expensive Dengar. But he has counter 2 instead of.
Yeah, but you get reroll of 2 die. How does Adept 2 work? How does Adept work? I haven't read Adept yet.
So while you're attacking, you may reroll up to 2 dice.
Yep.
So it's basically the force ability in Armada.
Near you or something like that. Do you think you nailed it? You have? There's
What's
no further triggers for Adept, is there?
No. Just basically while you're attacking. So even if you're, it's ship and squadrons as well. So you can re-roll ship squad.
Sweet, yeah. You know what? For that price, that is good. That is good.
Yeah. Well, we did go through the generics at the first video, and that's 17 points. They've got Adept 1 and Dodge 1. Dodge 1 lets you re-roll one of the attackers' dice.
That's right. Yeah, Dodge. Yeah, I remember Dodge. I was looking forward to Dodge. That was really fun.
But we've gone through the other ones. Illuminara, she is basically makes all generics obstructed for 23 points, which is really good. Ahsoka Tano basically gives you, it's a kind of basic Marek Jendon ability, lets you double attack for 2 blue dice.
And grit. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So after you move, you may choose another friendly squadron at distance 1. That squadron performs an attack against an enemy squadron at distance 1. Oh, so you can't do a ship or an anti-squadron armament of 2 blue dice.
Yeah, it's
already activated.
Anti-squadron. It's only anti-squadron, and you only give it 2 squadrons.
Yeah.
So it's
because Jen didn't let you do ships, doesn't he?
Correct. He basically lets you do whatever squadron you activate and whatever armament they have. This one just says it's only squadrons, and you only get 2 blue dice.
Yep.
For 23 points. It's pretty good. It's
not too bad.
It's not too bad. It's not like still you get to attack with Ahsoka with her 3 blues and a black. So and
it's after you move, so you can move.
Yeah.
Someone else can shoot, and then you can shoot.
Correct.
Is that the order?
I believe it is.
That's actually pretty good because how many times that squadron that's left on one freaking hull?
Yeah.
And then the guy your previous guy didn't get enough attacks into it. So cool, I'll just move Ahsoka. Yeah, this is actually pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But it's again 23 points. You're basically going to have either one Jedi ace in the pack. I'd say you're not going to whack them all in type scenario.
Oh, you could you chuck in 2. I don't see a problem chucking in 2 of them. It's like 23 points. It's look what you got. You got a reroll while attacking.
Yeah.
You got counter 2. You've even got grit.
Yeah.
Which is really good. Like Ahsoka's ability is pretty sweet.
It's pretty good.
Like it's pretty good. Like it's 4 hull, speed 4. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. I like, as I said, Illuminaris would be awesome with a couple of torrents around, so generic torrents. So, but we'll go on. I said we've done Plo Koon, and last one, the smiling assassin himself, Kid Fisto. So for 26 points now, when you spend a defense token, you may discard it. If you do, reduce the total damage by 3 instead of resolving that token's effect. Double brace, add up 2, counter 2, and intel.
Well, you know what you're doing. You just basically you're just not taking damage a couple of rounds.
Yeah.
Like, oh, cool. I've got 2 tokens left, and I've got 1 hull. Well, I'm not going to take damage, and I'm not going to take damage because rarely do you get more than 3 hits into your squadron.
No, unless if you're rolling up Wedge or something like crazy, he's 7.
No, even Wedge will still roll. What he'll drop? What can he drop? 4, 5, 6, or 7. But Dutch gets four. Was it 4, 5, 6? I think he gets 7 dice with him in some
Yeah,
rolls.
7 there. 7
Yeah,
dice with 5
7. I'm
controls.
pretty sure he gets 7. I don't think you get more than 7.
No.
But even when you get 7 dice with him, yeah, even with Torrent Fire rerolls, you're only going to have 3 hits, a couple of crits, and some accuracies.
Yeah.
So, I suppose you've got the accuracies. You can't spend them and discard them, can you? So his ability can be locked out.
Correct. Yeah. So
you may, when you spend a defense token, so you still have to have the ability to spend it.
Correct. So that could be an issue there. Like the one I play, the Jump Master that needs to spend the token to get his hull back. That I get a lot of times I get my tokens accuracy'd out and I can't bring him back and he's dead. So that's an issue that's going to be a big issue for a lot of players if they want to use his ability. Just hope they don't have Sloan or something like that or some accuracy.
Well, if Decimators become the thing,
well,
you just laugh them off.
Yeah, I know. If Kid Fisto just does his smile when he sees Decimators.
He just smiles at the Decimator and just like, hey.
Yeah, come here, big boy. But again, 26 points there. It's
I think he's actually probably a tad expensive.
Yeah.
Like he's got that survivability, but what you got? Look, add up to, counter to. Look, it's not bad, but 26 points is getting there.
All right. Let's go to. I think. Okay, so we go to the generic arcs. So the Arc 170 Starfighter, speed 2. So those hyperspace rings would be awesome with this.
That's why we need hyperspace. Yeah, isn't it kind of funny how the hyperspace rings are needed for a ship that doesn't take them? Rings?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, well, what were they thinking there? You know?
I know.
Arcs aren't meant to take hyperspace rings.
No.
Don't they have hyperdrives?
Yes, they do.
And this is meant to be the early model X-Wings, so these things are slower than X-Wings?
Yeah. So speed 2, hull of 7. So anti-ship, anti-squadron is 1 red, 2 blue. Anti-ship is 2 blue. It's bomber, and it has counter 1.
Now, you know what? I'm looking at that there now. I'm like, speed 2 sucks, but that 2 blue dice bomber, that's pretty darn sexy. That is pretty good. And 15 points.
Yeah.
What's a B-Wing? What's a B-Wing worth?
What's a B-Wing worth? I don't know. Rebel Jank. You should know Rebel Jank off by heart.
I don't think I've ever once put a B-Wing on a table.
Really?
I'm pretty sure I haven't.
Well then.
I think I've thought about it, but
14 points. 14 points is a B-Wing.
Yeah, 14 points. So Dagger's 15 and 14. Okay, yeah. I've actually never put a B-Wing on. I don't think I've put a B-Wing on a table, or if I have, I've probably done it once and I've forgotten it. So one more point than a B-Wing. You got counter. It's blue black on a B-Wing, I think, from memory, isn't it?
It's
blue.
It's a beefy boy. It's a beefy boy.
Now, 7 hull. It's just that this requires hyperspace.
Sadly, Plo Koon won't work on this, so you won't get your counter 2. But like, say you.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, but say like anything else would work with an ace. Like I said, a Luminary would basically obstruct them as well if you need to protect them. But they've got 7 hull. They don't need a lot of protection. They can take a couple of hits.
The trouble with this thing, what this thing needs, it needs to move faster.
Yeah.
It's speed 2 just really hurts it.
Yeah. And again,
not to say that the right strategy won't work. Like, you know, if you chuck a couple of these around your ships, and then you've got your opponent's ships coming at you, like these things are just going to tear them apart. Those, like 3 of these things, that's 6 blue dice coming at you.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's where hyperspace rings would help out, just to deploy a little bit further out, just to get them a bit moving.
Yeah, but
quicker.
it just seems thematically wrong.
I know.
Do it.
I know. It's just
shouldn't do it. It's thematically wrong. Even though it's the ship that they're meant for, it is thematically wrong.
I know.
It shouldn't be done.
I know. It's just shocking.
Oh, God.
Disgusting. Good on FFG. You know, that's what they do best. They're just thematically wrong.
That's what they do best. Yeah.
All right. So that was the generic. Let's go to the ace. So we've got oddball. So for 23 points, while attacking, if you've moved during this activation, you may reroll up to 2 dice. And it's still got the bomber and counter. And it's, instead of the red dice, it gets a black dice for anti-squadron. So 2 blue and a black.
Hey, He's 23 points.
23 points, but he's got an evade, no scatter, not double brace. Yeah.
While attacking, you may, if you move during the activation, you may reroll 2 dice. I like the reroll, but
You don't like the chassis.
Look, you know what?
The chassis and the points. Yeah, it's...
Look, he's 23 points. He's speed 2. Everything else I like. It's just speed 2, 23 points. You know, if he was speed 3, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Speed 2?
No. All right.
I don't know. It's just, look, he's not bad. Like, that is, the ability is great.
Yeah.
But it's really is the 23 points.
Yeah. All right, so we'll go to the B-Wings now. So the Y-Wings. So
Y-Wings?
Y-Wings, because the BBLT got me for a second, the Y-Wings. So 10 points. Bomber, heavy, free, 6. Is this the same as the actual Y-Wings itself, the Rebel Y-Wings?
No, it's a blue, red, blue. Sorry, blue, black for the squadron, where Y-Wings are just blue, blue.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's really the only difference. But bomber, heavy, 6, 3.
It's the same points, but just one same black. And, so 10 points the same, and instead of 2 blue, it's one blue, 1 black. So much better fight, much better against squadrons a little bit.
It is a bit, the black dice is better against squadrons. So,
bit of bit of improvement.
I almost thought it would have had another hull on it actually, because they are a bit tankier.
The armoring, correct. But maybe it's just fake armoring. It's like it's like the new cards. They've got the the fake paneling type scenario. So I think that's all it was. It's just fake paneling.
Well, I often wonder is when you look at the squadron hull value, the question you ask is that what its hull value is, or is that just how many squadrons are flying together and you're popping the ships off? So it doesn't really matter how tanky they are. It's about how many squadrons are in that thing.
Yeah, I think it is. It's how many squadrons. Hello, Anthony. Welcome. Join us.
Hey. Don't worry, Anthony. I got here late too.
We're all late. It's all fun here.
Yeah, we're all late. It's all good.
So
what we got next?
The babyface assassin here, Anakin Skywalker. This card.
What's the Skywalker? There's too many of them.
So this
now, does it say spinning's a good trick?
No, this is not the spinning version. This is the
okay.
This is the not the higher ground one, but the don't judge me type scenario. So during the activation,
don't underestimate my power.
Don't underestimate my power. That's it. During the activation, you may spend 1 defense token to ignore engagement until the end of your activation.
During your activation,
you
may spend 1 defense token to ignore engagement until the end of your activation. Okay. You can shoot ships if you want to. Is
that for your? It's just yourself. Like, does that mean like other squadrons can't attack you because they can't engage you? I presume.
I assume. You ignore. During your activation, you may spend 1 of your defense tokens to ignore engagement.
Yeah.
Until the end of your activation.
I feel like
you can move.
Yeah. You can move.
It's basically grit.
Yeah.
Spend a token, you get grit.
Yeah.
And but
it's better than it's better than grit, because grit, if you have 2 squadrons, locks you down. But if you have like 10 million squadrons, you just jump out and flip over them type scenario.
You know what I'm trying to work out. Look at this. You've pretty much got grit. For everything, you can just ignore engagements. Go, I'm just going to go wherever the hell I want. During your activation, you can ignore the engagement and shoot a ship.
Yep.
I'm assuming that's what you can do. You can shoot a ship.
Yep.
So basically, you're probably giving you're not getting that. You're giving everybody else heavy.
Yeah.
You have adept 2.
Yeah.
You got bomber. You got heavy. You got 2 brace tokens. You got 3 anti-squadron. You got a red and blue into a ship, which isn't that bad.
No, and you can reroll.
Why the hell is he only 19 points?
And you can reroll those bomber dice too.
He's 19 points.
Yeah, I know. It's
crazy.
Crazy.
Is Oddball 23 points and Anakin is 19 points?
I don't know. I'd take Anakin any day.
Sure. Yeah, you don't even look at Oddball.
It's not the money or the box, really. It's just like Anakin all the way.
Yeah, it's just that is good. Like, that's not 19 points. That is brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're chucking that in your fleet. You just take him because
Yeah.
like 3 blue dice, you get to reroll 2 of them against squadrons. Like that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can just be like, oh, cool, someone pop a squadron command. You got a ship that's trying to get away. He's on maybe 1 or 2 hull. Cool, I'm going to send Anakin over there, and he's got rerolls.
Alchem Alexander says, and you can ignore escort as he's not engaged with them. So
yeah. Ignore his escort too. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Basically, he gives everybody heavy. So.
Yeah. So oddball,
I don't know how you pass on him.
Yeah, oddball's just an oddball.
Yeah, so, compared to like I can't believe that comparing like what you're paying for oddball and what you're getting out of like even going back. Where are you?
See, oddball you get
Kid Fistu, 26 points for Kid Fistu as well. You may discard it and reduce the total damage. Yeah. See, oh god, Anakin's so cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, I
cheap.
saw it and I'm like, that's just too crazy. Absolutely crazy what you get.
Is this like we're going to throw everybody a bone because we want people to play the main pilots? So instead of making the pilots that you want to play, like Anakin, we'll just make them cheap so that way you can justify playing them in every game?
Maybe.
Is that what this is? Because
I feel like it is, but yeah,
maybe because it's on a Y-wing chassis or something, but
I don't know.
That makes no sense because oddball is so expensive.
Yeah.
It means E2 for crying out loud.
You get what? One extra hull. You get a black dice instead of what? A red instead of a blue, and that's really it.
Anakin, the red dice.
Oddball, you still get the ability to re-roll your dice, but only if you've moved. So
yeah, Anakin's always got that ability, and he can move.
Yeah. And he's going 1 speed extra than oddball.
I know. It's just, it's disgusting how good and how well priced Anakin is. Yeah. It must be because he's on the Y-wing, because the Y-wings are always priced cheaper.
Yeah.
But Anakin is bloody brilliant.
Yeah. Oh,
you take him.
He's a steal. Absolutely steal.
19 points. He's a freaking steal.
Right.
How you not take him?
All right. I'm just gonna. Of course, we've got the torrent. We already went through the torrent for 12 points.
They're a steal.
Yeah, they're a steal. Escort. It's escort/swarm, so it's a mixture of a TIE fighter and an X Wing, with a black dice to reroll for anti-ship. We went through this before. Great squadron. This will be awesome with a Luminari just behind there. Basically making them obstructed. Again, anyone that buffs generics would be awesome. And then we've got the ace for that as well as kickback. So for 16, so 16 points. After you perform an attack, you may move up to distant 1 if you are engaged, even if you are engaged. So this one, it's like cloak, I'd say.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, cloak, but after you attack instead of after the squadron phase.
It's kind of a funny ability. This is what I like about it. This guy is escort, so the concept of that you want to shoot then move away kind of seems redundant because you kind of want him there to be escorting stuff, so that way your bombers and stuff aren't getting shot.
Actually, you would, instead of moving it away, you'll move it a bit further into the squadron.
You could move it further in, exactly. Yeah,
just to take that be that meat shield. But again, for 16 points, that's a lot of points. I'd rather just take. Actually, that's 4 points extra from a standard turret. It's not too bad, actually.
You're getting 2 brace tokens.
Yeah. So it's going to be
2 brace tokens, ability to move. Look, you don't build a list around him, but hey,
it's basically the Strom of the Republic. So
he's just basically, if you got the points, you upgrade. I don't think you take him.
Yeah. It's same dice and everything like that. So it's not anything major. It's just his ability that you're getting, and that's it. That's it. Because he's got the same as escort and swarm. So not bad. Again, same as correctly what you said, Ian. If you've got the points, why not?
Yeah, upgrade if you got the points. Otherwise,
Okay. All right, I've gone through.
Anakin's the shocker. Like, come on, Anakin's the shocker.
Yeah. Okay.
Come on, 19 points for Anakin.
All right, we'll go quick. I've gone through the whole Munificent class and all that, but your quick thoughts on that ship? Just have you seen them quickly, or?
Let's have a quick look. I can have a look at this real quick and decide if I like it or I don't like it.
Yeah.
So let's have a look. So these things here, we've got. Just looking at the upgrades we can take. So What am I going to stick on this thing? You know what? I like its maneuvers already.
The comms frigate is basically your fighter because it's squadron.
Yeah. Squadron 3, Squadron 2. Dice don't really change between them.
No.
They've got brace,
As
redirect.
I said before, you staple LTT on this.
Oh man, I actually like this because it's got the unlike the Republic ships where salvo.
Yeah.
Salvo on these things, 2 red dice. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, they're and you staple LTT onto this bad boy.
Yeah, you're stapling LTT to link turbo laser towers to this thing.
Yeah.
Because it's you just do. So just accept it, people.
Yeah.
But look, these are pretty good. Like 3 red dice out the side.
Yeah.
Red blues out the front. Like these are good side shooters, so these can move a bit.
Yeah.
The way they only move speed 2, but you've got a 1 and a 2 click at speed 2. You can move pretty good with that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's not a bad move at all. They're only command 2.
So you got
that's not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's basically a medium-sized Architons.
Yeah, it's I kind of like it. So you got okay. So you can't put ECMs on that one.
Not on the first one, not on the comms frigate, but on the star frigate.
Comms frigate. For an extra 3 points, you can.
Yep.
You know what? I don't know if I want to use this ship for pushing squadrons though.
Not the star frigate, that's for sure.
No, the comms frigate. Like even the comms frigate, like it's still okay. Look, it's Squadron 3. Yes, you can chuck your oh god, this thing's take engine techs. Ooh.
Oh, you can take engine techs. Oh.
Yeah, you take engine techs.
Yeah,
Looking at this ship, not to say that it can't be used as a good squadron builder, a good squadron pusher, sorry, but I don't like it being a squadron pusher. Not like the Republic ships were.
Clint, LTT is going to be coming in one of the. There's going to be tons of LTT, so don't worry about LTT.
We'll make an alt art card. That's your next alt art card, Mars. LTT.
Well, it's actually one of the OP kits that's coming.
Oh,
out,
it is.
so,
yeah. Sweet. Okay, problem solved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you like them?
Yeah, I do kind of like them actually, because the way I imagine this thing, I'm just gonna chuck. You know what? I'll probably take the one. I'll take the one that's 73 points. We're gonna chuck in ECMs, link turbo laser, engine techs. ECMs, link turbo laser, engine techs, and just run around and shoot. Yeah. Shoot everybody. Yeah. Nav and shoot, nav and shoot, nav and shoot. Yeah.
Now Count Dooku. Have you seen that one? The commander.
Count Dooku. You must choose at least 2 types of command tokens for this card. At the start of each ship phase, you may discard 1 command token from this card. If you do, each enemy ship gains a raid token. Ooh.
For 30 points. What do you think?
You must choose at least 2 types of command
tokens.
So
you have to
for this card.
Yeah, so you can't be all say squadron. They have to be either a nav or squadron or whatever you want.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. What does that 3 and that symbol below it mean again?
It's 3 tokens.
You may choose at least 2 types of tokens for this command.
So
so you can put on 3 tokens. So you can put on 2 squadrons and a repair.
Correct. Or nav, or whatever you want. Whatever you want to raid.
Whatever your opponent's doing, but it's just raiding. You generally want to stop repairs, and you want to stop repairs, navs, and squadrons.
Squadrons, yeah. As I said, as I was telling people, it would be good against the squadron fleet. Pair this up with surprise attack, and then you're raiding them like double tokens and so forth.
Ugh, God, that's disgusting.
Yeah,
I like it.
But 30 points, a little bit on the expensive.
30 points, a bit on the nose.
Yeah.
It's a bit high.
Yeah, but I love the art card. That looks awesome.
The art card's good though. Yeah, that whole
He's always thinking.
Thinking.
Yeah, so
Kraken we've already seen, haven't we?
Yeah, we've seen Kraken. So we were just doing that. Now, Hyperwave.
Yeah. So during the squadron phase, when it is your fleet's turn to activate a squadron, you may exhaust this card and choose any number of unactivated friendly squadrons. Ooh, okay. Close to long range. Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, that is really good.
It is good.
That there. I'm already liking that.
Yeah, keep reading.
To your squadron value. Okay. This turn, activate each of those squadrons while attacking each of those squadrons with AI are treated as if they were activated by a squadron. Okay. Yeah. So during a first phase, when you fleet's activation, it's basically getting a free. You get a free squadron command, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's.
It's basically what I see.
That's two birds with one stone.
Yeah. I see
it really
this.
Is.
It's like a rogue. You give anything that hasn't been activated a kind of a rogue ability to go and attack.
It's what I like about this. You're pretty much giving it all during the squadron phase. When it's your fleet's turn to activate, yeah, you are doing that. But at the same time, it also means you don't have to take boosted comms.
No.
You could take this card, and you basically in the same thing. Like you go do it in squadron phase, but
and all this for 3 points.
I know that's the thing.
The only downside is you have to take a you got to ready this card. You got to use a repair or a squadron token.
Or a squadron. Yeah. That's not too bad.
It's not too bad, but
that's not too bad.
For 3 points, it's a steal.
It's not bad. Yeah, I could actually see that being played a lot.
Yeah.
Tide of Progress.
We've seen Tide of Progress. That was the last one.
Yep.
Now this one's going to be stapled on if you see an Onega, the Nasador one.
Sanador.
Sounds like something a robot would say.
Let's just call it Sun. S-A-N. There you go.
Santa.
So while defending, if you are at speed 2 or higher, which you generally want to be, or higher, you may. Hang on, that makes no sense. If you're speed 2 or higher, how do you get higher when the ship can only go to speed 2?
Maybe there's something in the works you don't know that might be.
Yeah, future proofing probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. You may spend a defense token to resolve a evade. Okay. Effect. Instead of that token's effect, you can not resolve the evade defense effect more than once per attack.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is if anyone has an Onega, uses ignition, you just use your salvo because you can't can't salvo ignition.
Well, that's it.
And then you got an evade token.
Got an evade token. Yeah, it's not bad. 5 points.
Yeah.
5 points.
Not bad.
Not the greatest, but hey, you know what? Because Onega, you know what? If Onegas weren't a thing, this title wouldn't be a thing.
Absolutely.
That's what makes this title a thing. Because I'd rather keep the salvo and the brace and the redirect.
Yeah.
And save the 5 points somewhere else. But because Onega's a thing, you know what? You're right. This card's stapled.
Yeah.
It's such a staple.
It's just insurance for Onegas.
Yeah.
All right.
We've seen Battle Droid Reserves, Walt Tartan. I think.
Yeah, we've seen that before. We've seen Vulture droids. They just talk about.
We've seen all that. Yeah.
Yeah, there is an ace there as well. The Harden's Charred prototype.
I missed that.
Before an enemy ship or squadron at distant ones moves, you may perform an attack against a ship or squadron even if you are engaged for 16 points.
Hardened Charred prototype. So before an enemy ship or squadron at distant one moves, you may perform an attack against that ship or squadron even if you are engaged. Okay.
Bit expensive for what it does. But yeah, anything that moves away with grit or say or intel, you get to shoot them before they move away. And if a ship
it's 16. You know what? I don't like it. It's blue-black.
Yeah. And if a ship moves away...
16 points doesn't look bad, but...
Remember, when a ship moves, you get to attack it.
True. Now, what does AI do again? AI anti-swarm?
It adds...
Squadron 1?
We'll go back here. AI anti-squadron 1. While attacking a squadron, if you are activated by a squadron command, you may add 1 die to your attack pool of a color that's already in your attack pool. So
okay.
So you're always going to add the black unless if you want that accuracy with the blue. So
yeah,
that's really it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So yep, that was the 2 articles there. 2 in 1 week. I don't know what FFG's on. There's smoking something. I'm not quite sure, but
they're trying to get us the news, mate.
Absolutely. So
trying to get the news to us.
So next week we'll see some more Separatist. I think the Separatist Fighters pack, and then the week after that must be the new rules after that. So we will see.
Well, looking forward to seeing what the Separatist Fighters pack does, because it's especially after seeing what we got in the way of bloody Anakin. That just excited that was exciting me.
Yeah, that is crazy. Crazy. All right, so the exact day that we got the Separatist starter pack, another set of news dropped that was just blew me out of the water. I'm like, is just like, what is going on? So for those people who weren't aware of what's happening, on Tuesday, Tuesday, that was on the day the Separatist pack came out. Another media release came out that FFG have been stripped of the Star Wars license for the miniatures, and now it's going to Atomic Mass Games. So for those people
now, it was strict, wasn't it?
Well, it
wasn't like their contract ran out. They just said
they've moved it. So
they've just moved it.
Yeah.
We're taking away your toys.
Yeah.
And we're giving it to somebody else.
Correct. So basically, if for those people who don't know what Atomic Mass Game is, it's basically the guys who done was it Marvel Crisis Protocol? So it's basically a miniature game. That's the only game they do, actually.
Really?
Yeah, the only game they do. So it was late in the day done by FFG. Well, for Asmodee. Sorry, Asmodee basically gave them the rights to them.
Why?
Well,
why?
That's the big question. Why have they done that?
So that's what I don't get. Is that why?
Now, I'm first and foremost. Let's get this. At first, I thought, fantastic. They're going to move these people. They're going to move all the FFG guys. I think that what I thought at first what they're going to do is kind of say streamline the whole thing. Let's get miniatures into one studio. Let's get board games into another studio. Just one, one does one does the other type scenario. But then we found out the news that wasn't meant to be the case because Alex Davey, Michael Gurns, the creators of all these great games have actually been fired from Asmodee. So I do, I feel sorry for any FFG staff member who has lost their job, especially this close to Christmas. It sucks. I've been
after getting through COVID, then to get this.
Yeah. And no, I've been made redundant twice, so I understand. Yep. I understand I feel their pain. So.
You are very redundant. So.
Yeah. but So it's just an interesting development, and it's just kind of like no information was given out. It was just like, here's a press release. This was happening. So Atomic Games is situated in Seattle, while FFG is in Minnesota. So that's a fair amount of space between two. So I presume people were saying, right, if you want to work on Star Wars miniatures, you might have to looking at Seattle. But that's what I thought, they were going to move people. But I believe one person from FFG is moving over, and that was probably the I can't remember what it was, but it was the Lucas Simone Elliott.
What's this even going to mean now? Because so FFG, they've lost license, so they won't be doing whatever they've printed is probably all they got. How's this going to affect like the waves that are coming out, the stuff they already had planned? Like, how's that going to affect things? That's it. It's just, okay, cool. Whatever you got stock you got left, just get that out. You can get rid of that.
Well, that's the thing.
Like, what does it mean the license is gone?
We don't know when the actual transition date is, when things are going to be cut over. We don't know. Like this, as I said, this information was basically plastered, and then what happened I think it was the next day, a slight Q&A came out as well, and it answered nothing. It answered absolutely nothing. Like, one of the things they do talk about is, what's this? Here's one of the questions.
I lost you there.
Are you there? You there? Hello?
I think I've lost you.
Oh, I can hear you.
And you there?
I can hear you. Hang on.
Yep, I can hear you.
I can hear me now. Yep, I could hear you.
I can hear you now.
Okay. So, one of the questions was, what does this mean? Should we expect changes for X Wing, Legion, and Armada? Basically, they've said that Atomic Games, there is no finish line for games, so they'll continue on. What basically the game will never die. Basically, they're basically saying. So a lot of people,
okay.
a lot of people are thinking now, great, does that mean IA is going to come back? They're going to bring back IA, because if you look at Marvel Crisis Protocol, it's basically IA for Marvel.
Okay.
So if you put two and two together, this Atomic Mass games would be perfect to bring back IA. So a lot of people are excited.
I just find that interesting, because even though, like, who really owns the intellectual property of the games? Like, they have a license to like FFG had the license to produce the games.
Yeah.
And have they sold that license?
No.
Sorry, have they sold the intellectual property? Like,
No.
they're the ones who developed the game, or
no.
does Lucasfilm own the intellectual property for the games?
Yes. Well, I believe it. I believe it does. But what's happened is Asmodee's taken that IP away from FFG and put it to Atomic Mass Games. That's what they've done.
Get rid of it. That's what I don't understand. Like,
that's the $1 million question that everyone's asking. Yeah. Are they going for a fire sale? Are they trying to gut FFG out as much as they can? It's like, well, let's sell FFG, but we'll keep the Star Wars brand with us, because that's printing money. Remember, X Wing. Well, before X Wing was printing money, 1.0, but 2.0 has kind of fallen off the bandwagon. But I believe Asmodee's, I don't know what Asmodee's doing, but at first we thought it's going to be like some kind of, it's a restructure / simplification. It's like Atomic Mass Games does minis. FFG will go on cards / board games, won't do minis anymore. I thought there was just like a bit of simplification, restructuring, just to make things a bit more cost effective. Now it's more like, well, what are Asmodee actually really doing? So, apart from that,
maybe making bad choices.
Since they sold FFG to Asmodee, it's been nothing but trouble, really. Like, OP's gone downhill. Production day to production has gone down south as well.
That's the next thing. Okay,
communication's gone as well too.
New company taking over, selling the product. They're going to use get the stuff from the same factory as FFG. Like, are the new if we get reprints of like the new models and stuff, is the if they ever do SSDs again, are they going to be bigger? Are they going to be smaller?
Well, that's the thing.
Like, what about base sizes, the cardboard size, the cardboard prints, the cards, everything really? Like, what's...
I don't know. I
believe... Going to want to put their own
I believe what's going to happen is it's just they're just going to put different stickers on the box. That's all it's going to be. That's
different stickers on the box, because otherwise that's one way to kill a game, really.
Like, instead of saying FFG, it'll be Atomic Mass Games. That's all it's going to be. Everything's going to be the same. They might, I don't know. Again, everything's up in the air. I believe everything will be still the same production, the same kind of factories. It's just anything further from now onwards, say anything new, is going to be produced by AMG. We'll call them AMG now from now on.
Yep.
So anything, and that's the thing, AMG is going to come up with a new Star Wars game. They're talking about a new Star Wars game they're going to come up with too. They're not going to just go, well, we're going to be taking care of these 3 games. They're going to add their own game to the mix as well on top of that. But anything new, any FAQ, any new production...
What are they going to try and do? Because FFG's pretty much done it all, really. They've gone through two lots of... what do you call them? Land battle action figures. They've got IA and Legion. They pretty much,
I feel like
they've done card games with dice.
Yeah.
They've done LCGs, Star Wars LCGs. They've done X Wing. They've done Armada.
Yeah.
Are they going to do like a cross between X Wing Armada and Legion X or something? Or?
Sam says rescaling would be the death for these games. I believe so too. But I feel like what they're going to do is they're going to do something with IA and reshape it and bring it out again. That's what I feel like. I feel what they've done already with Marvel, they're going to do that with IA and kind of like rehash IA for themselves, I'd say. Yeah, okay. I agree totally. What else can you bring in Star Wars minis? I don't know. Gungan Ewok battles. Yeah. I don't know. The Ewok.
Hey, maybe we'll finally get to see a Death Star.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe they'll make it so we can have, like, battles with Death Stars or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see then, like what the future brings with
My
that. Because
my only
I just want when's the
That's
transition
it.
date? That's fine.
We
Like,
don't know.
that's the real key. Like,
There is no date. There is nothing. It's basically the FAQ they give us is just two guys telling oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Like, we're hyper focused on our current games. We're always thinking of new games too. Like they're talking about stuff that it's just it was just a waste of space really, this FAQ, because there was just
yeah.
absolutely nothing in there. The only thing I'm really concerned about where FFG FFG did it, but they didn't do it well. But there's the OP side of things. Oh, like
Yeah, that's the real
that's a
thing. Yeah.
massive hole that AMG is going to need to cover, because I'm not talking about just Armada and Legion. I'm talking about X Wing. The system opens, the worlds, the
Yep.
agreements with other the judges. They had agreements with outsourcing judges to a game company, another game company. Where's that going to? Is OP still going to be? I know Marvel, their Marvel game, they do have OP, but it's not FFG OP. Like, great, granted,
Well,
yeah,
FFG OP has been slacking a bit
I
lately, to
understand.
be honest.
I understand that.
Who
Yeah, I
knows?
get that.
This could be a positive.
I'm not talking specifically about the actual kits itself. I'm actually talking
Yeah.
about events in general. As I
Yeah.
said, it's not like just as I said, Marvel Crisis Protocol. You get your kit, fantastic. I'm talking
Yeah.
X-wing side of things, where you get your premier events like your systems open, your worlds, those massive big events that FFG ran. Now you're given to a company has no
Well,
little FFG.
we do live in the era of sore throat disease, so a big event's really going to be a thing next year.
Uh, Not now, but look, at least
Especially when the world's going back into, decide the world's been mandated to live back in caves again for the next few months, like many places.
all right.
Yeah, so
It'll give AMG the time to figure it out. I'd say.
I actually wonder if sore throat disease had something to do with this. It's like because they can't do their big, massive tournaments and that sort of stuff anymore. I wonder if FFG thought, okay, or Asmodean, I should say, they thought, this might be a good time to kind of ditch this if we can't do all these big events anymore. And yeah, who knows?
Yeah. Yes, Sam. I'm not a massive IA person. Sam says sales. IA was better. It would be better at a 25mm scale. I'm not quite sure of
Probably.
that. Yeah.
Probably. I like IA. IA was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I know you loved IA.
Yeah, I enjoyed IA. I almost got into it, actually. I was almost going to play it. I was almost going to pick it up, but I was like, I was already doing 2 games. I didn't need to do a third.
Yeah. Now for Armada, I don't know what this means for Legion. I'm not quite sure about Legion. We're not Legion players, but apparently, what I'm hearing from Legion players is they're a little bit excited because FFG was treating them bad. So, and for Armada players, well, we're always the red-headed stepchild of
we were
FFG.
always treated bad anyway, so
And
what do
so
we care?
I wonder if it's going to be the same with AMG. We're not quite sure. So
Probably. It's probably
yeah.
still the same.
Yeah, so you got your goon bag. Typical. Australia!
Australia, mate!
Oh, Jesus. It's good we have put this not safe for kids. All right. So,
I didn't say what was in it.
yeah. So, yeah, that was the news that came out this week. People, and the other thing is people saying X-Wing's going to get a 3.0 out of this. I'm like, are you shitting me? If they do a 3.0, they're going to kill X-Wing. They're going to kill it hardcore if they do that. No way. AMG will not do that. I do not. If they do
so
that,
many kits will be going on eBay.
yeah.
Well, so much stuff did go on eBay during the 2.0 changeover. So if they do a 3. What would they need to do? Well, actually, I can imagine some things I wouldn't mind them getting rid of.
Yeah.
Some of the new rules and going. I wouldn't mind them going backwards a bit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I'm glad I never threw them a 1.0 cards on the fire, because if this kills the game, then it's like, yeah, you know what? I'll say screw it 2.0 and I'll just go back to 1.0.
Yeah.
Just play 1.0 with people.
Look, there's nothing much you can do. Look, at least we'll get our Clone Wars. We'll get the first 2 waves, or the first wave, and then we'll see from there. But I'll be optimistic. I'll buy the ships, and we'll see what happens there. Hopefully, some good stuff will come out of this. But it's a shitty time for those employees that got basically kicked out just booted. But unfortunately, that is life. As I said, I've been it before. It happens.
Yeah, what can you do, sadly?
But what I see is Alex Davey starting his own studio, and then buying the actual licenses and getting actually the license off Lucasfilm.
Do
and
it.
Take it. You watch. You watch. He'll do that, and he'll go.
Help us, Alex Davey. You're our only hope.
Yeah, but all the best to all the FFG staff affected. But we'll see what happens. All right, let's move on to the final part of our talk casual chat today. It's the Mandalorian. So for those viewers who haven't seen the last week episode,
not the one that's airing.
Yes, Luke, not this week's. Last week, so you can stay on tonight. So you haven't seen the heiress, get off. Go and watch it. What are you doing here? Go and watch it. All right, let's start off. So we start off with that episode with the landing. That landing.
Yeah, it kind of took you by surprise, didn't it?
Yeah.
It sort of does. At the same time, I was almost wondering, are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? He's hovering right there. Is something going to happen? They're going to, and it happened. The walker crane was pretty cool.
Yeah,
that was all right.
That was awesome.
Was that actually like half an Imperial walker and they chucked a crane on it? Or was that maybe a designated, that is the actual thing they build in Star Wars?
I would say it would be like a designated, like, you know how you got the mining guild TIE fighters? This is like an AT-AT for construction workers. I feel like that's, it wasn't like an AT-AT and they said, let's gut it and put a crane on it. This is like, here's an AT-AT for the construction worker, you know from... Imperial mining or Imperial construction type scenario, like the AT-ATs from Rogue One. Those are container ones, so they I think they have different variants of AT-ATs for different purposes. So but that meme that you put on tonight, the Mon Cal with the JC Penney jumper.
Oh yeah. I don't. If you put that up on screen.
No, hang on a second.
Those one I've seen it? Probably not.
Hang on, I'll see if I can find it. Give me a sec.
But I found it, but basically someone went and found a JC Penney jumper, like woolen knitted jumper that the Mon Calamari that was repairing the ship was wearing, and found out, oh, look, it's the same blue, you can go buy it. So all you cosplayers out there you go. That's all you need to do. So that was funny. Paid him 1,000 credits to repair the ship, and by the end of it, you see just how great that repair job was. There you go.
There you go. I put it on there. Can someone explain why this Mon Cal is wearing a sweater from the JC Penney's?
Oh, cool. That means I'm probably not on screen, so I can have another drink.
No, you're on screen. I've got it at the bottom, so.
Don't mind me.
But that guy was hilarious. Like, it's just like
Yeah, he's just looking. He's looking at the ship before it lands. He's thinking, ugh. He didn't want to have to deal with it. So they dropped the frog. It is Frog Lady, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Frog Lady. I do apologize. It wasn't Lizard Lady. It was Frog Lady.
It wasn't Lizard Lady. It was Frog Lady.
It was Frog. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, so they do drop off Frog Lady and most of her eggs.
Yes.
Drop off Frog Lady, most of her eggs and that sort of stuff. Meets the husband. And they said, "Oh yeah, we know these we know someone who knows Mandos. Yeah, they know someone who kills Mandos."
Yeah.
So,
how funny! How funny is the
we know where they are. Just come and jump with us in our ship and come out living on nowhere. We'll show you where they are.
Funny. First off, let's go back to the cafeteria where he's just serving the gulp. The goo.
Oh yeah. All the goo just comes out of hoses.
And of course, the food now attacks Baby Yoda. Now it's like
like some type of squid thing jumps out of Baby Yoda, and what does Mando do? He says, "Hey, don't play with your food."
Yeah.
And then you look back, and then I think he's eating it or something. So
Baby
Yoda's always eating. He's always hungry.
But he's
a grown boy at 50.
Yeah. So they meet up with the Krill, and then they take him on their ship. It's not Mon Cala before Mon Cala. It's not Mon Calamari. It's not that planet. It's another, ocean planet apparently.
Ocean planet.
Yes, yep. Where the Mon Cal.
Only one sector away from Tatooine, from a desert planet.
Yeah, where the Krill and the Mon Cala, seem to be fishing for some weird reason. But they go on their fishing adventure, and of course, never trust the Krill.
Never trust the Krill.
Yeah, basically try to eat the baby. Now, when Bo-Katan came on, actually, I knew Bo-Katan was coming before Why? Because of the damn title. I figured it out. I'm like, oh, this is going to be Bo-Katan, isn't it? And then bang, here comes Bo-Katan.
I think it was a sort of semi-spoiled that she was showing up, and I kind of figured that when he was going there to look for Mandalorians, you kind of figured that you knew Bo-Katan was coming.
Yeah.
You knew he was going to go find Mandalorians, so it wasn't really a big stretch. So even if it was the heiress, you know what? As far as I'm concerned, didn't diminish anything because my God, how good did she look in the real life armor that looked just like the armor from Clone Wars and Rebels?
Yes, so
it looked, you see that transition.
Yeah.
And I think I even posted a meme of that earlier as well.
Yeah.
Perfection doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And then you got all three of them.
Yeah.
It does. I was really happy to see how the armor translated. The colors of it, it literally looked like she just stepped out of Rebels.
So say we all.
The same armor just stepped out. Yeah. So say we all. Yeah. It's really funny. I actually watched an interview of her as well. She is a massive fan of Star Wars.
Oh, cool.
She's actually a big Star Wars fan. So is her husband and fiance, I think. And she when they heard that when she got word that Bo-Katan was actually going to be in the live action, she was like saying, "Hey, Dave," trying to word him. She really wanted it because the character actually means a lot to her. She actually really likes the character.
Yeah.
And she was, she said in the interview, she was so happy to be in it. You could see it in the way she was talking about it as well.
And she does it really well too. Like she just slots in there really well. So I know Ahsoka Tano is going to be a totally different character, but it's good that Katee Sackhoff did actually do Bo-Katan. So
she got to do Bo-Katan. That was great. It's and you see it too. You could see she would be Bo-Katan as well. Like that was just that was great casting. That I don't know. Do you call that dumb luck in casting? That you cast someone to do a voice actor. Then how many years later they happen to be just the right person to also do the live action?
Yeah,
it was like that's pretty cool.
And
that's pretty cool.
And some people are like, oh, she's supposed to be 50 years old. She's only 40 years old. I'm like, who cares? It's Katee Sackhoff.
Yeah, in real life, she's 40 years old, isn't she?
Yeah, she's about 40.
Yeah, Katee Sackhoff's in.
Yeah,
it's not that.
Who cares?
I was thinking about that myself because I'm pretty sure you think about it. In Clone Wars,
she was.
She was probably maybe 19.
Yeah, 19. So yeah.
19, 20, and Luke was only. How old was Luke when he blew up the Death Star?
Same kind of age.
Look, he was 19, so like 20 years, so 40, 45 or something. Yeah. Look, you can do it.
Yeah.
I'm sure they. Look, they got back to tanks up in space, and I'm sure Mandalorian.
She's got a good moisturizing regime. So.
Well, hey, no. Oh, you know what's even better? Yeah. Oh, do you remember the after the Super Bowl, and they had that meme going around? 50-year-olds back during the Golden Girls age, you had the picture of the 50-year-olds looking like grandmas.
Yeah.
And then they had the next one, the 50-year-old in today's world, and it's Jennifer Lopez on dancing on the pole at the Super Bowl. Looking darn fine for 50. So hey, I could believe it. I could believe it.
Yeah, so no, I definitely that was the the part was like yes, woo,
yeah.
Star Wars,
yes, Star Wars we want.
Like normal people watching The Mandalorian, it's like who's this bitch? It's like, but Rebels, Clone Wars. What's that show? Ah!
Get out.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
That's
Get
it.
out. That was good. So they basically rescue Mando and Baby Yoda from being eaten by a thing and from being killed by the Krill.
Of course,
the
Krill
trying to
they
kill
take
him
off
to
their
get the
masks,
Beskar as always.
and he does the same lines like, "Where'd you get
that armor?"
Yeah, like he's standing.
Then she explains who she is and that's the stuff. And then we find out the reason why Mando doesn't take off his helmet, but all the other Mandalorians did, because he's a child of the Watch.
That's it, from Death Watch.
An extremist. A splinter group from Death Watch.
Death Watch, because Bo-Katan was part of Death Watch too at the start.
So was Sabine. Sabine's clan's also part of Death Watch too.
Yeah. So so he's been brainwashed to say that this is the way this is the Mandalore way. So
this is the way.
That's
the way of the Mandalore.
That's it.
There's only one way, and that's the way of the Mandalore.
But Bo-Katan's like, hang on, I'm the leader of Mandalore. This is our way. Yeah. You won't be told is BS. So
yeah.
Quarren, Quarren, not Krillin, Quarren. That's it. That's correct. Not Krillin, Quarren. The squid people. I thought they were Krillin, but they're Quarren. Yeah, who cares?
Quarren.
The Quarrens.
Not the cool Mon Calamari, so who cares?
Anyways.
But so they rescue. Then then he gets rescued again when he's in a convenient ambush.
Yeah.
As he's walking along with Baby Yoda again.
Yeah.
And then they convince him to say, "Hey, come help us, and we'll help you out.
Yeah.
We'll tell you where to find the Jedi if you come help us. You know, where do they have to go, Mars? What ship do they have to go to?
Gazanti!
Gazanti! That was pretty cool to see
Yeah,
that live action.
it's actually apart from the Phantom Menace, where they had the
oh yeah, they did too.
Yeah, they had the Gazanti there, but that was what was it? You call it the scum Gazanti they had on screen there.
Now was that?
But
was that in the first Phantom Menace, or was that in the George Lucas 3D?
No, this is the Phantom Menace in Tatooine.
The original Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, but this is the first on-screen appearance of an Imperial Gazanti. It was a little different compared to the actual Gazanti that's in Rebels and in X Wing and all that. It's just a little bit modeled different, but it was basically the same. So it was really good to actually
look at it and see a Gazanti.
Yeah, good to actually look inside and see what actual Gazanti looks like, because I always like to see how it works. How do you get into from the Gazanti into the TIE fighter? Of course, Rebels did that a lot, but I like to see it live and just. Yeah, it was a really good action sequence that they did there. It was a short episode, but it was just such awesome action sequence, especially when they lock him in the cargo hold.
Well, the cargo bay control room.
Yeah,
and they're in the cargo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Where are they? You can just see him too. What rank was he? A commander? Captain?
He was captain. He was a captain.
Captain.
Yeah.
You could just see him just thinking, "I'm surrounded by idiots." You can just see it. It's just every time they flick to the bridge and something bad's about, and he's just thinking, "Yes, this is not good."
Yeah, Sam. I know the
fear of the pilots as well. The fear of the pilots had every time they look at each other, thinking, "Oh shit."
Yeah, I know. Sam, the Sea Rock was the Gazanti on Rebels, but this is the the Sea Rock is a little different to this Gazanti that's been on in Phantom Menace / it was on Clone Wars too. Actually, the last season of Clone Wars, where Ahsoka is doing her walkabout in Coruscant. It's actually coming up for level 1313. It's a different type of Gazanti. So it's like a civilian type Gazanti cruiser instead of the Sea Rock itself. But anyways, I digress. But yes, it was good to see. It was an awesome set piece, and of course the Empire now being more of a kind of a fanatical kind of. Instead of
long live the Empire.
Oh, that was awesome, that bit. I'm just like, yeah. I
got comments on that one too. I reckon there's a certain reason why they did it that way too.
Give him my special gum and I'll join any day.
Yeah, it was really good. Obviously the Mandalorians take over the ship. They kill everyone in some sort of fun fashion.
I love
the first time when stormtroopers can hit anything. What do? They just hit Beskar armor and does nothing.
Yeah, I know, so but they do hit him. They do hit him. I love it. Says, couldn't hit a Banfa. They do hit Jin. They do hit Din Djarin a couple of times. They do actually hit him. So I'm like, every time they hit Din Djarin, I'm like, yes, there you go. Score one for the stormtroopers. We can hit something.
The only ones that can hit something and they can aim are the ones that are shooting at something that they can't kill.
Yeah. That's the thing. Anytime they hit the Mandalorian, it's always on the Beskar. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah. So well, anyway, they get into like the captain talks to Moff Gideon, and Moff Gideon says, "Well, we're not going to come help you. Long live the Empire."
Yeah.
So basically that means that the captain kills the pilots, and he's going to crash the ship into the ocean to take out the Mandalorians that are coming for him.
Fair enough.
So naturally, why wouldn't you if you're a devoted fanatical?
Yeah,
that's probably all that's left of the Empire, really, is the devoted fanaticals.
Basically, it is. It's just like back to the.
They can't possibly stick around because they're getting paid.
No, they're still getting.
It can't be because the money's good.
Not the money's good, but the money's still there. It's back to the old days of the expanded universe and say the Imperial Remnant. The Moff Gideon has probably still got some investment somewhere, Mon Calamarian offshore bank account type scenario, there's still cashed up Imperial warlords in canon at that time, so it's not the First Order running off. It's still the Imperial Remnant trying to figure out what they're trying to do. Warlords like Moff Gideon and Ray Sloane try to figure out what they want to do with the Empire itself at that time. So, but yeah, just more like you just that's the weird thing too. Like, Bo-Katan's after the what she's after. She's after the Darksaber.
She's after the Darksaber. She wants the Darksaber that was taken from her by Moff Gideon, which would be interesting to hear a backstory how that happened.
And interesting,
so
she doesn't drop Moff Gideon's name in that episode, because I'm not going to spoil anything for this week's episode, but apparently, the Mandalorian thinks that Moff Gideon is dead. So,
well, when you blow off a TIE fighter and the TIE fighter goes crashing down the ground, you generally, on a lava planet, you generally assume they're not walking away from that.
Yeah.
However, like they say, it's, or like, what is it in World War Z? Always go for double tap.
Double tap. Zombie Land.
Zombie Land. Zombie Land. That's right. Yeah, double tap.
Yeah. But
always go do the double tap.
Yeah, as I said, short episode, but really good. Like, I loved seeing that Gazanti, actually seeing the live, any live version of a ship. I love seeing. I want to talk about this week's episode and seeing a certain ship, and I don't. I'm not going to talk about that next week. That's next week. Next week. But anytime I see
no job, you get to fangirl all over that thing, mate.
Yeah, but it was a good episode. Of course, and they name drop. The big name drop at the end of the episode is Ahsoka Tano.
So, that's right. Yeah, so not that's a secret, but yeah.
No.
So that'll be good. That should be coming up in next week's episode, I think. But yeah, the thing I want to talk about too, you saw it coming as soon as you saw Bo-Katan with a guy with a knife to the throat of the guy ready to kill him in her arm there.
Yeah.
I was looking at that thinking that, oh, you know what? Yeah, he's obviously gonna kill himself, and I was seriously waiting for him to grab the knife and stab him. I was waiting for that, but naturally, being a kids show or something I want to sell to lower ages, can't have blood, can you?
No.
Don't have blood. So what they do, they just have a kill myself that way.
Yeah.
With a some type of electric gun. But yeah, I was just waiting for that whole, oh come on, he's gonna do it, stab yourself. I just want to see him do that. Like that would be much more shocking and much more like, holy crap, this is the enemy we're fighting. Like it's still the same, but that whole concept, just grabbing that knife and going in the throat. It's just that would have been cool to see, but yeah, we didn't get to see it.
Sam, I think a captain was enough on a Gazanti cruiser. Sam says, I'm a little disappointed such a high-ranking person was on a little cruiser. Really? Such a high-ranking... A captain's not really high-ranking. It's like what? Well... Actually, no, it's like a fourth rank. I'm thinking,
it's not so much about the cruiser, it's also about the cargo too, because the cargo is pretty valuable. So
yeah,
you want to put a captain in charge of it. Because if they didn't have that captain there who was fully devoted, and all those weapons had if the captain had the chance to, ditch the ship in the ocean, which he would have had the chance if he didn't try leaving the port sooner.
Yeah.
You think about that. He wanted to leave the port sooner to escape.
Yeah.
But if he had stayed in the things, he would have been level the ground longer, because they only just pulled that ship up at the barest amount of time. So if he had stuck to proper protocol, he would have ditched the ship in the ocean and been fine. Imperial incompetence, what can you say?
Okay, we're not talking about this week's episode. We're letting other people watch it before we talk about that. So
yeah, don't want to spoil that one just yet. But my God, we have 2 Baby Yodas now. How crazy is that, Mars?
Yeah.
Yeah, he picked up another one. Can you believe it?
Oh God, no.
Oh,
but also, Baby Yoda in that episode, loving the eggs, not eating the eggs. Is like, I want to be part of the family. Not eating
eggs this time. Actually playing with the whole playing with them.
Yeah, and
instead,
then
the one that hatched, he was actually playing with it.
Yeah, and at the end, it's like, oh, I don't want to go. And then, of course, Patrick at the end when he comes to the Mon Cow, it's like, what have you done to the ship? It's like, what's the best I could do? He said, do what you do. He said, do what you can do to fix the ship. Not very specific, as Patrick said.
Yeah, specify the repairs you'd like us to make.
Yeah, and of course, Mon Cows,
Mon Cows, yeah.
Bloody Mon Cows.
I thought Mon Cows are meant to be good engineers and actually do good things. I didn't think they'd actually
he made it.
tie it all together with
he
rope.
made it space worthy, like actual flyable for from a squid, species that live underwater. They basically make their ships out of for that kind of environment as well. To make that and to make the whole pressurized and good to go. That was a decent job.
Yeah,
but,
just rope and duct tape, they'll do the job.
That's it. As long as it stays together, that's it. So, Yeah, but it was a really decent episode, and
I like that one. It was good.
Yeah, it was a good. People call it a filler, but it was had a lot of little tidbits in there that that was really good to have. But
it was good filler. If it was filler, it was good filler. I was happy to see it. Like just come on, seeing Bo-Katan, that was pretty cool.
Well, we actually moved the story. You actually got to see the Mandalorians and so forth, and got to meet the leader of the Mandalorians. So,
and I didn't know where I feel like I kind of get an idea of where the story also might be going then as well, because now that he's had that interaction with Bo-Katan, obviously Gideon's after the child.
Yeah.
Bo-Katan's after Gideon for the dark saber. So this is all going to come to like a three-way head somewhere. So it's going to be kind of cool to see him join up with other Mandalorians and see this whole big Mandalorian, fight or something like that against, the remnants of an empire to try and free Mandalore. It'd be good. It'd be kind of good if that's the way the show goes in the end. Like, I don't know when you'd see that. Yeah. Probably not for another 2 seasons, maybe. I don't know. But
it looks like it feels like it's going to be like an epic freeway battle with Bo-Katan, Mandalorian, Din Djarin, sorry, his name, and Moff Gideon. Like, I feel like that's going to happen right at the end. It's going to be some kind of massive fight.
Something like that, yeah. But I feel like it's, it will be something like that. And it'll be, like, the Mandalorians, they'll be trying to recruit him. Like, obviously, you think somehow they're going to get a hold of the child, because that's just how plot develops.
Yeah.
And then he's going to have to try and rescue the child. And he'll only join up with them to rescue the child, but he won't be interested in their war. I could almost see something like that as well. Like, his priority would just be to rescue the child, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see, like, how much is Ahsoka going to be in it as well? That's what's going to be real interesting too. But
I feel like she's just going to be a top. I don't think they're going to whack her in a lot. They want to keep her as minimum as much, because if you put Ahsoka in too much, and it'll be just people like, this is about the Mandalorian. It's not about Ahsoka Tano. I think it's Ahsoka Tano with the Mandalorian. That's basically it. I feel like she's going to be. I don't know what they're going to do with Ahsoka Tano. I believe it's going to be the next week's episode after this week's episode, because Dave Filoni is directing that episode. So you'd think that he would be doing that episode. It'll be interesting what they do with him. But we'll find out. If they're still looking for Ezra as well too. I wonder if that actual question...
Have they found Ezra?
That's it.
Maybe Ezra's being found at this stage. Who knows?
Let's see if they get...
That's another thing. That was the other thing. Katee Sackhoff said in her interview too that they asked, what other characters you like to see? She actually said she'd really like to see Sabine Wren in live action.
Yeah, no,
that's a spoiler.
Yeah,
is that a spoiler?
She's somewhere around, so
she's around somewhere. She was with Ahsoka when we last saw her.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sam says maybe Dim will acquire the Darksaber and become the ruler of Mandalore.
Yeah, it kind of feels like in some ways that could happen, but I don't know if he'd want that though. No. Hard to say.
It'd be interesting. Again, it could be next season's kind of storyline. We're not quite sure, but you know where this is heading. It's about the child. It's about Moff Gideon, and it's about the Mandalorian. So about Din Djarin. So, yeah, looking forward to the next couple of episodes and see where it actually ends up. But again, back to the episode of the years. Good episode. Great. Katee Sackhoff, 10 out of 10 performances as Bo-Katan. And just the action sequence in all of that episode was really well done. Bryce Dallas the chick from Jurassic Park, the ginger with that's who directed it. Bryce Dallas Howard, I think.
She did she?
She directed that episode, so job well done. Cool. Yeah,
job well done.
All right, I think that's it for tonight, Ian. I think we've all gone on long enough. As I said,
we've had enough waffling. You've had more waffling than me.
Yeah, definitely. I had to waffle for about 15 minutes until you realised that we were on tonight. But no,
until I got to come get a drink.
Yeah, but awesome. It was an awesome episode. A lot of stuff to get through, and we've done pretty well there. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be back next week, probably with the next Armada article, probably the Separatist Fighter Pack, and hopefully maybe some rule changes. But of course, we'll talk about more Mandalorian. Hopefully, we'll get some more information about the AMG takeover, but I doubt it. But at the moment, I know we're going to talk about Separatist fighters, and I know Ian will be happy about that.
I'm looking forward to that.
Any last word?
That'll be what makes and breaks the faction for me. Yeah. I'm already liking these ships, the side angles there. That looks pretty sexy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to see what sort of fighters we get.
Yep. Any last words before we go?
Not really. I just think I'll just grab myself another drink and hit the road.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure you follow us on the Facebook and Discord as well. Join our Discord page. Go to our Facebook page and join Discord. I'll try and expand Discord and try to get all the socials up. But thanks for tuning in, guys. And remember, like, subscribe, like us on Facebook, and fly casual.